What is up, girl bosses? We have more Enterprise Earth. We last heard Death Magic, which sounded very Morbid Angel. It was a pretty interesting sound for a deathcore band, and I liked it. It was very, very novel. Now we have another almost 7-minute track, The World Without Us. I'm excited to get into it. Before we do, I'd really appreciate if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel. It's free, helps me out a ton, helps you find new music. Also in the description down below, you can find my social media links, my music, as well as merch. It's all down there, give it a look-see. Let's go! Okay, animals as leaders. This is a different band. Who are these people? Enterprise shoegaze, boy. Oh! This is a different band. Enterprise Metalcore. They do like to throw like 3 songs together into one. Yeah, now we're thrashing, I guess. Ooh, symbols. Goes ting-a-ting-a-ting. It's like a thrash metalcore. It's very strange. Yeah, no, okay, that's Enterprise Earth. Oh, yep. Yeah, honestly, that's a pretty thrash solo, too. Back to that intro. There it is. I'm a big fan of the chorus. They shot that video in Detroit. I feel like I was definitely a huge fan of the chorus, huge fan of like the Enterprise deathcore sound, but I feel like where I might have gotten lost, and you know, it's a six and a half minute song, nearly 7 minutes long. The thrash part, it felt like it didn't fit. I think the execution of the thrash part, I thought that was done very well. It's just, it is tough to balance like 3 different sounds. I was like joking at the start when I said that they put like 3 songs together, and then they did. Huh. Anyways, I guess jokes reflect the truth sometimes. But yeah, sometimes it's probably something that'll take a few more like re-listens to really get into. But on my first listen, I feel like that thrash part's out of place, and I felt that a little bit too with Death Magic. It just kind of it feels like it opposes a little bit too much, especially in this song with that chorus, with that opening where it's a little more feelsy. If they just had sort of the chorus slash the softer opening plus that classic Enterprise like deathcore breakdown, deathcore chugging, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense, because then you have contrast, but not so much where it feels like 3 songs put together. So I think that's the only point where I feel lost. But I was a huge fan of like the cleans, huge fan of the chorus. You know, we got our classic deathcore chugging. Solo is pretty cool, even though that was thrash. With solos, it's already like stylistically so much different, right? You throw in a solo to add that contrast inherently. So whatever metal genre it pulls from, it's not adding that much more contrast. So I'm fine with that, even though it was like thrashy. I myself am a big fan of thrash metal. It's just I don't know how well it fits in with like this type of chorus, this type of structure. But overall, I think I probably prefer this to Death Magic. It felt a little more engaging for the entire duration of it, because Death Magic, while Morbid Angel, and while I'm a big Morbid Angel fan, it was a little slower paced. So slower paced for a longer period of time, it's a little hard to keep up. But this was a little more emotive, and those cleans were really cool. I felt a little more dynamic in that chorus. So overall, I'd probably prefer this to Death Magic. But curious to hear your thoughts. Definitely a little more on the metalcore side too, which was really interesting. And it seems like, you know, we've heard 2 tracks so far, but it seems like they're really adding a much more diverse, a more diverse set of influences into their newer material than they may have done in the past. It is interesting. That sort of like thrash sound seems to be at the core. And of course that like sort of Enterprise Earth, like, you know, typical djenting sound. But then, you know, we're getting some other stuff. We're getting some like straight up death metal, like in Death Magic. Here we're getting a more metalcore, a little shoegazy. It's interesting to see how they're like blending different genres. So I do appreciate the novelty, though I may not agree with it at times. But overall, solid track, really solid track. Curious to hear your thoughts on where you guys rank this song compared to Death Magic.